Today we're going to take a little drive in the Tesla and take a look at our newest update. It's version 12.11.1. Hi, welcome back. This is Dave from True North Michigan Tesla. I just wanted to take you out to the garage to show you, yes, there truly is an electric car out here. It's a Tesla Model X Blue. It's 75D, it's 2018, and it has all the pretty much all the options that you can get. And we're going to talk a little bit about some of those today with the new release. Let's go out, unplug it, and get this thing on the road. So what we're going to do today is take a look at the traffic light and the stop sign controls on this new release. We're going to drive through some stop signs, or try to, and traffic lights, and see what happens. We have some construction up here too, so that's going to add kind of some complexity to it. But as it sits right now, it stops at these. The interesting thing is it changes the way your speed works on autopilot. So if you have it set at 5 over, it's not going to do it anymore. It's only going to do the speed limit on regular roads. When you get on the highway, you can kick it back up. And then it's going to stop at everything. And I've found it even stops at green lights. And what you have to do is either pull the stalk or hit the accelerator to make it go through those. So we're going to try some of those. I tried to see if it would go through a red light the other day, and I will by the end of the video, you'll find out whether it goes through a red light by itself or not. So here we go. Let's give it a shot. And we're in autopilot. It will only go, as it says, 45, because that's what the speed limit is. See where it says stopping? And it will. I'm going to pull the stalk. So I pulled the stalk, and it will go through. So that keeps it on the move. Coming up to some construction that we have going on down the street, and another light. We'll see if we hit that green or red. And there's a car in front of us too, so that may end up having us stop. It's slowing down. I don't know why. Now it says it's going to stop for the traffic light. If I pull now, it will go through. What you're going to see when we get to one where it's red is the fact that it's got a red line on the road, and that's where it's going to stop. And what I think I'll do, there's no cars in this other lane. I'm changing lanes. It's changing lanes. So that when we get to this next light, if it's red, it'll stop because of the light. It's kind of fun now that it sees all these cones and things on the side of the road. Oh, light just turned. It says it's stopping. Also, somebody cut in front of us. These things hate that when somebody cuts in front of us. See the red light on the line on the road? That's where it's going to stop. Oh, it turned green, so I pulled the stalk. And it's going to stop at this one too, because it just does. This turn here in autopilot's a little scary sometimes because it's really fast, and there's a light here, but it sees the light. The light is yellow, and it decides to stop, and I pulled it out of autopilot. It stopped in the middle of the intersection, which is interesting because there was no line on the road. Hi, as I was editing this video, I wanted to let you know that it went through the red line. Watch this down here, because you'll see that the car goes over the red line and into the middle of the intersection before it stops. I would call that epic fail. And it didn't know exactly where to go. So I'm kicking it out and then putting it back in. That was a fail. Those are some of the little inconsistencies of autopilot that they're still working through. Um, Elon Musk doesn't like the whole LiDAR concept because he thinks that humans drive with their eyes, and so the car should drive with its eyes. So it uses a lot of eye-based things. I'm going to change lanes because there's a car in front of us. There is a red light right here, and it says it's going to stop. And this time it does have a red line on the road, and it stopped nicely and turned green. Okay, I stopped it at this stoplight. I couldn't get it. Stop sign, excuse me. That's a beautiful picture of a stop sign. Nice and clear these days. And I'm going to start the autopilot right here before the railroad tracks and see what it does. As soon as it'll let us, there it is. I'm going to do it at 10 just for grins to see what it does. It thinks it's a light, and it is going to try and stop because it doesn't know what else to do, so it stopped. Kind of like a bus. We stop at the railroad crossings. And then it does see the stop sign up here, which is nice. And we're still going at 10, so we're creeping. And it stopped way back here. Okay, so we can't see, so I'm going to kick it up and take autopilot. I would call that another slight fail as we get up here to turn. And kick it back into autopilot. It's going to stop for the stop sign. We'll kick it in. There's a police officer in front of us. But it made the turn and did everything beautifully. It was a little scary. I kept my hands on the wheel ready to pull it out. You can tell that it's in autopilot and not navigate on autopilot, for anybody who doesn't know that, by the two blue lines. When it's in navigate on autopilot and you have a destination in mind and you're on a limited access highway, it'll have just a single line, and then it'll do all your lane changes and exits and turnouts and all kinds of things all by itself. That has been going on for a while now, and that it does fairly well. This being brand new, we're sending data back to Tesla, and hopefully it'll make this much better. It's going to stop for these. Actually, it says slow through traffic control. I'm probably driving the people behind us nuts. But it decided it was slowing, and it slowed down to 1 mile an hour, so I'm not sure what it was going to do, but I had to kick it up because there was some old folks behind us that were probably wondering what we were doing. And this is an odd light here too. It's one of these where two lanes can turn, and there's kind of another road here, but it does see everything. The red line is there, the lines on the road with the arrows are there, and it did a nice job. So we can go through a red light to turn, but well, it already went. Guy behind us was upset. So back in autopilot and back to these two lights. What do you think it'll do if we tell it to go? Oh, it turned green. We'll have to find one somewhere where we can do that. And this one's green, so I pulled the handle. Stalk. This one's turning colors. So the red line is on the road. If traffic clears here, I'm going to kick it on just for fun. Oh, it didn't let me. I kicked it once, didn't go. Kicked it again, and it did. So, possibly once is testing it and twice overrides it. Well, if you like the video so far, do me a favor. Please hit like. And if you haven't subscribed yet to the channel, please hit the subscribe button. That'd be great. And if you want to get notified when the new videos come out, hit the bell. Well, what did we find out in this video? We found out a couple things. Number one is that a lot of human intervention is needed in this process. Yeah, that's okay, because right now I think they're just testing it. So that's okay. Number two, it went through an intersection over its own red line, stopped in the middle of the intersection. The only epic fail that we had in the whole thing. That's all right. You can, again, if you're paying attention, you can override. I didn't. I let it do that because, hey, we're in the pandemic world where nobody's out there, and so not a lot of traffic on the road. So I let it go through. The next thing was that it stopped at railroad crossings. It stopped at a little bit of everything, which was kind of unusual. And you just kind of kick the stalk and it keeps going. The other thing is that at a red light, if you accidentally hit the stalk, it appears that it won't go. However, when I hit it the second time, it was ready to go through that light. And I had to kick it out of autopilot. So, not sure. We'll do a little more testing on that. Another thing I found, not on the video, but while I was driving the other day, when you get to a blinking yellow light, which usually means just blow right through, well, it thinks it's going to red each time. So it hits yellow, it starts to slow down to stop. You hit the stalk, hits yellow again, starts to slow down to stop. Hits yellow again, starts to slow down to stop. Not sure how long it'll do that. It's pretty interesting. So that's probably a bug fix that they need to work on. So overall, I would give it a C. It did okay. A lot of human intervention and a lot of things that it needs to work on still. Autopilot is still one of those things that not a lot of people believe in or trust, but Tesla is so much further ahead than everybody else, and it is working okay. So if you like this video, we have some others that you can see here, and check out our channel for all the different videos that we have. And again, if you like this, please hit like, hit subscribe, and we'll see you at the next video. Thanks. This is Dave at True North Michigan Tesla, and we'll see you soon.